Everybody talks about the Patriot way, but the Patriot way doesn't happen unless there are players who actually execute that Patriot way. And the first one who did that, the first one who built it, the first building block of that Patriot way is sitting right next to me. His name is Willie McGinest. Good to see you, three-time Super Bowl champion. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you, Rich?
I'm doing great. What's it like when you walk back in this building here?
It's nice. It's nice.
Because you started in the old Foxboro that we just learned about.
With this weather, we would have been having raindrops hit our head while we're getting taped. So that was the old.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was the old stadium, but it was home. But this new one is just, they keep taking it to another level. They just finished with some more construction, improving it. I'm like, if this was here, I probably would have had a sleeping bag, and I probably would have never left the facility.
Well, it's a great hotel here. They've got a healthcare center,
yes,
right? Because obviously Boston is a leader in that community.
Yep.
A theater,
shopping, dining, whatever you can think of.
And when you first came here, when you first drove up here, it was
just the stadium.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing. The parking lot. All that was parking lot.
And no banners.
No banners.
Now there are three of those big ones that are back there.
Yeah.
What's it like when you see those hanging here, Willie?
I'm proud. I'm happy I was a part of it. It just resembles a lot of hard work and, a lot that we put into it going in, where we started, when I first got here in '94, and then you look at the banners and what this organization and what a lot of the players have done and helped produce, and Mr. Kraft's taking this whole thing to a whole nother level. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Parcells said what to you did you know he was going to draft you?
No, I did not know he was going to draft me. I came in for my little visit, and he just said, if I was to bring you here, which Willie McGinest would I get? The one that played against Penn State, which had a really good game, or the one that played against, I forgot what other team he named? And I was like, Coach, it's the Penn State. It's the guy that was all over the place. He was like, okay, and that was it. I didn't talk to him anymore.
He probably had it in mind right then and there, that if you were there.
I wish I had known. I thought I was going to Dallas.
You did?
Yeah.
Would you have? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Long Beach.
Yeah, you're in Long Beach.
Yeah.
You're a Long Beach. Were you a Cowboy fan or no?
My best friend was a Cowboy fan, and I was a Pittsburgh fan growing up as a young boy.
So you and Snoop?
Yeah.
We're like in the Steelers?
Yeah. Well, they had a good team.
They did.
Since he was my neighbor, I had to compete. We couldn't like the same team.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Snoop, he loves Todd Haley. No, he does not like.
He does not like Todd Haley at all. He does not like Todd Haley at all.
He's just been going at that.
Only when they win and they score a lot of points, he loves them. But when they don't play well on offense, he despises them.
What do you think's going to happen tonight, Willie? What do you think's going to happen here?
I think it's going to be a breakout game for somebody. We usually talk about the Jets and the Patriots, and it's always close. It's a dogfight, but these are two different teams headed in different directions. The Jets, I think, are trying to find themselves. They're trying to figure it out. Good on defense. I mean, that's solid, and they got some pieces that they can hang their hat on, but I just think the Patriots are at a level, and they're moving in the right direction of where they're trying to go to get this team where it needs to be, like mid-season form.
How do they account for the loss of Gerard Mayo? I know they've done it before. They got to do it again. What do they do?
Yeah, it's tough to fill in with a leader like that, a guy who calls the plays, great leadership on and off the field, gets guys lined up, make adjustments. But they got two guys, Chris White and Deontay Skinner, and I think it'll probably be, I will probably lean towards Skinner because, one, he's wearing number 55, so I got to give him the upper hand. Two, he's more athletic. He can cover in space, very fast. He can run with the backside of the backfield, do a lot of different things, and he played a lot last week. So I think he's the guy who's going to get the nod.
What is Belichick like Jet Week? What do you think he's been like around this team this week?
Well, the one thing I remember, depending on the records, it doesn't matter. He always says, throw out the record regardless of what their record is. They're going to come to play. They're going to come in here and they're going to want to win, and it doesn't matter. They're 1-5. The Jets are going to compete against the Patriots. So he's going to get his team ready like that mentally to say, we see some bad plays on film and you see some things go wrong, but that's not the Jet teams they're going to see tonight.
There's 60 seconds to go. Chris Brockman back in the El Segundo studio. Pay off the poll question, please. What do you got for me?
As a fan, what weather conditions are worse to watch a game in? 44% say the rain, which is headed for Foxboro.
Yeah.
But Thank you, Chris's. Appreciate it back there, and everybody back in the studio.
Great show,
there.
Rich.
What was your? Thank you, guys. What about you as a player? What's the worst? Snow, unless it's a tuck rule. I know that. But what else?
You've been sliding them in all day, Rich.
No, I haven't.
You've been sliding them in all day. Ever since the production meeting, you've been sliding them in. I'm going to let it slide.
I love the tuck rule.
That's the New Yorker in me coming out.
The snow is tough if it sticks. If it's a lot, it's hard to move in. Definitely the rain, because it affects the field. But since they're playing on the turf,
yeah, right.
It's not like it's muddy and you're losing footing like that. So depending on the field and depending on what's happening, I don't like the freezing cold where everything just freezes over and there's no footing. And regardless of what type of bottoms you wear in your cleat, you can't get footing. And the ground is like concrete. That's kind of the worst for me.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern, on Audience.